Welcome to Beautifully Ruined, the podcast where we believe that being beautifully ruined isn't the end, but the beginning of a remarkable journey. I'm your host, A.D. Callaghan, and guys, we have made it to episode number 12. I'm so glad to be here. I'm glad that you're here with me. And this just had me thinking, do you know that you're living on borrowed time? Borrowed time. Life isn't waiting on anyone, and neither should you. It's time to stop dreaming and start doing. This is your moment right now. This is all that you have is this moment. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed. Yesterday is over. What are you going to do about your life today? And this is what hit me, y'all. The light bulb didn't come on until one day, y'all. Kid you not, I had got my biggest commission check ever, right? And this check was almost $10,000, right? And we got these commission checks every month doing collections. And I was so excited. In my mind, I'm like, bruh, I'm going to take me a 2-hour lunch. I'm going to go buy me some real diamond earrings, after I cash this check. And that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to office. And if they say, oh, you were late I'm back here though. I'm back here and I'm going to go about my day. So I get down to the bank. I'm so excited, y'all. I'm super excited. I get to the bank and I purposely went to the bank after the rush hour, after everybody else is going to cash their check, right? So I get to the bank and, the grace of God, there's no line. I don't have to wait or anything like that. Because whenever your check is over a certain amount at M&G Bank, you have to walk in, right? So I walk in. I noticed that it was this lady and her daughter, only one person in line. That was her. And she was in a different line with a different teller. And then there was another gentleman who was sitting with the banker in the banker's office or whatever, right? So I walk up to the teller and I notice her name is Adriana. My name is Adrian. So I'm talking small talk with her and everything, right? And as I'm handing her my check, y'all, and I'm having small talk with her, I hear the front door slam open. But I didn't think anything of it because this is my first time at this location. It was off of Bissonnet and I think Willcrest. It was kind of hood. And I'm just okay, whatever. It's just maybe some people coming in, the door swung open, not thinking anything of it. But you know how you can feel somebody getting closer? So as I'm talking to her, and she hadn't cashed my check yet, she's still small talking with me, right? And I noticed someone getting closer to me. And before I know it, y'all, I hear a ticking, a knocking on the window, on the bulletproof window that the tellers are behind. And then I look, it's a gun. And he's knocking, he's saying some code words that I ain't never heard in any, robbery movie or Set It Off. I ain't hearing none of that. He's saying some stuff that you only had to have known if you were maybe a banker or a teller. It was some insider's lingo, right? And then all of a sudden, Adriana begins screaming at the top of her lungs. As she proceeds to scream at the top of her lungs, the lady who's over there to the left, she starts screaming with her daughter. And I'm the only one calm at this moment. Then next thing I know, I can feel the cold barrel against the temple of my head. And I can feel the barrel shaking, right? And I am when I'm nervous, y'all, I'm quiet. I don't say nothing. You don't hear a peep out of me. I'm probably the total opposite of everybody in there. I'm the only one calm, and I have a gun to my head. And as this gun is to my head and it's shaking and they're screaming, I'm thinking to myself, I am about to die. I am literally about to die. And when they say, y'all, your life flashes before your eyes, it literally does. I kid you not. Your life will flash before your eyes when you really feel this is your moment, that you are about to die. It is it. And all I could think was okay, I had a decent life. I've done some things. I went to Africa. I've done some stuff, right? And even throughout the bad, the good, whatever, I'm okay, I had a decent life. And then even with that check, I thought, well, at least I was able to finally see this check. This check was $10K, a little bit over. And I couldn't even believe that I managed to get there. I worked so hard to get this type of bonus check. And I was just grateful that, hey, I got to see it. I got to experience the joy from actually having it with my name on it, being addressed to me getting to the bank, to even about to cash it, right? I hadn't actually got the money physically in my hand, right? And then it went from gratitude to pure disgust, y'all. Like, I was disgusted. I was upset. I'm not going to lie to you. I was mad at God because I was thinking like, God, you didn't send me through all of this stuff just for my life to end like this. Like, I thought like, okay, maybe I went through all this because, the next 20, 30 years is going to be like the total opposite. Like, that was the test before the blessing, right? And for me to really realize like, this is it. Like, I was disgusted. I had got mad, y'all. Like, I wasn't mad at anyone in there. I was even kind of just mad at myself because I was just like, bruh, had I known that this would have been my last moment, I would have done so much more. I wouldn't have put off my dreams. I wouldn't have tried to wait for things to line up. I wouldn't have waited on people to do whatever it is that I want to do. I would have done them right there at that moment. And I kid you not, y'all, I was disgusted. And sure enough, as they finally opened the door and let him go in there, bro, I dropped on the floor. He didn't have to tell me to drop on the floor. I've seen enough, robbery movies. Baby, I dropped on the floor, hand sprayed. You don't have to worry about me. Look, go ahead, do what you gotta do. If anything, you can slide me some money and go about your way. I'm not trying to call the police. I'm not trying to be involved in anything. I don't see you. I don't hear you. Just let me live. You know what I mean? And so they robbed the place. And first of all, when they tell you robberies are quick, where? Because them people, it seemed like they were there for every bit of 30 minutes. Like they were there for a long time. And it took forever for the police to finally get there. But once they did and we were released, I called my job and I said, hey, I was in a bank robbery and I'm thinking like, my boss would be like, okay, well, we'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you next week. Take you some time to get your stuff together. No, this lady was like, okay, what time you coming in? Ma'am, I am not coming into work. There was literally a gun to my head. Like, I'm rethinking everything at that moment. And it was at that moment that I realized that job did not care at all about my life. And neither does probably a lot of jobs. They do not care. All you are is someone who does tasks, and when you're gone and out, there will be somebody else to fill the task. And at that moment, I said, you know what? Yes, I'm not complaining about my 8 years at this job, but the next 8 years are not about to look like these past 8 years. I'm going back to school. I'm gonna get my health together. I'm gonna do everything that I want to do, right? And so I did. And here recently, I kid you not, like maybe like a year ago, I was even tested with this, with that whole ideology here recently, and it led me to a whole discovery. Like, I have been wanting to go zip lining or in these trees or something out here near where I live at here in Texas in the Woodlands, right? I've been wanting to do this for like over a year, and I didn't really want to go by myself. Like, I wanted someone to go with me. So I would ask this friend and they'd be like, okay, let's go this day. Then that day come, then they couldn't go. Then I would ask that friend, and it just seemed like it just kept going on and on and on. Either people didn't want to go or either people kept rescheduling. Like, it was not a priority to anyone. Or let's say the weather was bad. Like, our weather here in Texas is so wishy-washy. Like, we'll have all seasons in one day, literally. So for over a year and a half, I was unable to go. Until recently, I said, you know what? I'm gonna go. I'm not even worried about, I'm not gonna ask anybody. I'm not gonna try to schedule with anybody. I'm just gonna go when I feel like it. So I did. And when I did that, y'all, I discovered a number of things. I discovered that when you don't worry about dragging someone along to do something, A, you don't have to worry about managing them and their feelings. B, you don't have to worry about them messing up the whole experience for you. And then C, you'll find that whenever you get to wherever you want to go, you'll find other people there who also wanted to be there. And sure enough, you'll probably enjoy the experience better with these newfound people who all had the same like-mindedness to actually go do this activity or do whatever it is that you want to do, versus trying to drag someone along or manipulate someone along to come and to experience this with you, right? And that's what I found. Like, I discovered new people. I had a blast. I didn't have any naysayers. I didn't have anyone making the experience bad. And then I even felt liberated because I'm like, I did this by myself. Like, I went and I had fun and I enjoyed the moment. And you guys, like, that's what we have to start doing. Like, we don't wait on anyone to go cash that check. I didn't. That check came, I went to that bank to cash that check. We don't wait or ask anyone to hold our hand when we're going to go use the restroom. When you have to go use the restroom, you're going to go use the restroom. And 9 times out of 10, when you're hungry, you're going to order that food from DoorDash. You're not waiting on nobody. You're going to go to a drive-thru. You're going to go cook you something. You're going to make a way to eat when you're hungry. So why aren't we hungry for our dreams? Why aren't we hungry for our peace? Why aren't we hungry for our happiness? And when are we going to realize that tomorrow isn't promised? The next minute isn't promised. And that if you want something, you better go do it now. You better get up and start making the moves to do it now, and do it with however you can, with whatever resources that you have. You take the steps to do it now. And eventually you will thank yourself later. You will be happy that you did it. And that would be a stepping stool for you to achieve larger and bigger goals. So once again, remember, this is your moment. This is your time. All you have is now. We're going to stop dreaming and we're going to start doing, and we will seize the moment. You have a good one. Until next time, thank you.